Yo, what is up, guys? It is Birthroad. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I think we're going to be starting a new series. Now, this is a series I do on my TikTok, but it's a little bit shorter, and that is anime reviews. Now, today, we're going to start off with my favorite anime of all time, my favorite show of all time, Naruto, right? So let's get straight into it and go into kind of how I review this. So when I do these anime reviews, I have many different categories. We go with plot, characters, main character, antagonist, depth, plot twist, fights, emotion, pacing, enjoyment, peaks, world building, animation, music, and the ending. And then we combine them all and we get you a score. I grade them out of 10. Now, I do these on TikTok, but I don't go into depth because I really can't with the amount of time on there. So this is going to be like an in-depth version of these anime reviews. But we're starting today with Naruto, so let's get straight into it. So first off, we've got the plot of Naruto. Now, there will obviously be spoilers in here, so if you really don't want to be spoiled, but you still want to know like what I think about it, I would probably skip to the end and look at the final score, right? But the plot for Naruto is pretty much about a ninja who is kind of bullied his whole life, right? And because he, weak, no parents, whatever, can't do ninjutsu, stuff like that. And he overcomes, wants to become Hokage and everything like that. I'm not going to explain the entire plot because it's a very long show, right? There's a lot going on in Naruto. But for the plot, I truly believe that Naruto is the greatest story ever. So of course, I'm going to rate it very highly. And again, the plot is just so extensive, I can't really go into all of it. But I'm going to give the plot a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. I think it is the greatest story in anime history. Next, we have the characters. Now, there are so many characters in Naruto, which is why it makes it hard to give it a 10. That is the one downside of long shows, is that there are so many characters. And people complain about the characters in Naruto, but to me, it doesn't really make sense because their complaints aren't really valid. The things I hear is like, oh, well, a lot of the characters don't get to shine or whatever. They don't get their moments and stuff like that. And that's just not true. I don't really understand where people are getting this from. I think because people are mad that they didn't really use Choji and Rock Lee more and stuff and Shippuden and stuff like that because everybody loved Rock Lee. One thing people don't know, they were supposed to die originally and they kept them, whatever. But even then, there are so many characters with so much in-depth stuff in Shippuden that, like, I don't really think it matters. But there are just so many characters that you can't go in depth on all of them. That's how all long anime are. So I gave characters a 9.5 because there really are only a couple bad characters, right? Like, a lot of people dislike Sakura. I don't even dislike Sakura, but I hate Kaguya. I don't really care for Zetsu. There are some characters here and there that aren't really that good. But moving on, we have main character, which is Naruto Uzumaki. Now, I do like Naruto a lot. I just think there are way better characters than him in the show. There might be maybe at least 10 that are better than him, because for sure you got like Madara, Obito, Kakashi, Sasuke. Those four are already better. I'd probably say Pain, that's 5. So at least 5 that are better for sure than Naruto, in my opinion. So he's not the best character in the show, so he's not going to get like a 10. But he is a very good character, right? It's just that there are others in the show that are better than him. And I think the reason why is because, I don't know, main characters are often pretty safe, if that makes sense. While the other characters, you can dive in a lot deeper and not have to worry about making people mad because they're just the side characters, right? So for Naruto, I gave him an 8 out of 10. I think he's a great character, but he can be outshined by others quite a lot, especially when half the story is also about Sasuke, and in my opinion, Sasuke is just a lot more interesting than Naruto. Next, we have antagonist. Now, in my opinion, so you know what the ranking is going to be already, I think Naruto has the greatest antagonist in all of anime. Like, the Akatsuki are fantastic. They all actually have meaning. Like, there's no villain in Naruto that's just like, oh, I'm a villain just to be a villain. And I'm not saying that's necessarily bad, but a lot of the really popular anime have ones like that, and it's just like, that's not really a good villain, like, for example, not to call out Dragon Ball, but like Kid Buu, he's literally just evil. Like, there's no depth to his character whatsoever. And I love in Naruto, every single antagonist has depth. Even the first one, I think his name was like Mizuki. Dude, he's in it for 3 episodes, but he has motives, he has backstory, he has everything, and he's in it for max 3 episodes, right? So I think that's the best thing about Naruto, is the antagonists are like very believable and seem very real. So of course I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, but next we move on to depth. So my kind of point that I was talking about with the characters and my point with the antagonist is going to be the same in depth. There are so many characters that get like so much writing put into them. That's why I don't really understand the thing about being like, oh, well, some of the characters aren't used. Well, no shit, some of them aren't going to be used, but how many are? I mean, there are at least at least, if not more, 50 characters in Naruto with an extensive backstory, with an extensive character, with moments. Like, there are so many moments for each character and so much backstory for so many characters. That's why I don't get the little complaints of like, oh, this guy didn't get it. It's like, dude, there's 50 other people to choose from, right? So it's like, I don't get those complaints. But depth, of course, is going to be a 10 out of 10. There's meaning in every single arc in Naruto. No arc feels pointless. For the most part, no character feels pointless. Maybe like one or two, but like there is meaning in everything inside of Naruto, which is what makes it special. Next, we have plot twist. I mean, it arguably has the most iconic plot twist in anime history. It has some of the biggest plot twists in anime history. Honestly, only one bad plot twist, which is really the ending, which is not really great, which we'll get to later. But like the Itachi plot twist, that is, for a lot of people, known as the greatest plot twist in all of anime. So I think it's pretty fair to give plot twist a 10 out of 10 as well. Next, we have fights. So the fights are very interesting because there's not any show that really works like it. I mean, maybe the closest would be like maybe Hunter x Hunter, or like, there's just nothing really similar to Naruto in terms of the action that happens and the storytelling within the fights. But I will say what Studio Period does well, even though, you know, if you've followed me on TikTok, you know I'm not the biggest fan of them. But one thing they do well is in their fights, they are choreographed amazingly. Like, you can see every single punch. Like Naruto versus Sasuke, where you're getting some hand signs, getting some not. Like, it is great. Honestly, the fights in Naruto are fantastic. They are animated amazingly, and they have a lot to them. So again, another 10 out of 10. Next, we have emotion. I mean, to me, one of the most emotional shows like you could watch, especially for like shonen. A lot of shonen shows don't get real emotional, but Naruto to me does. I mean, honestly, the Obito death, I mean, it makes me cry every time, man. It makes me sad, bro. But there's so much emotion, like happiness, sadness. Like, it's just told very well. We don't need to spend long talking about this. It's a 10 out of 10. Next, we move on to pacing, and this is by far going to be the weakest part of Naruto so far. So this was done by Studio Period, which again, I am not a big fan of, which maybe I'll make a video on it or whatever, but I have a TikTok on it that kind of describes everything pretty well, that I may upload as a short, I don't know. But pacing for Naruto, it's okay. If you remove the filler, which obviously filler does not count in terms of pacing, but if you just remove the filler, I mean, it's all right. It's not amazing. Like, I'm not like, oh, Naruto's paced fantastically, but it is definitely better paced than Bleach and One Piece, 100%. It's the best paced out of the big three, but it's still just not. It's not like anything great. So I'm giving pacing a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not really amazing by any means. Next, we have enjoyment. Gonna keep this one short and simple. It's my favorite show of all time, 10 out of 10. Next, we have peaks. Obviously, if it's my favorite show, the peaks of the show are going to be amazing for me too. Again, another short one, 10 out of 10. Next, we have world building. World building, I think it's very, very good. There are just shows that are better, which does kind of harm me, because it's like some shows, you know, they just do it better, and it's like, oh, what Naruto could be. And I think the biggest problem with Naruto is you really only get like 2 villages, really maybe 3 if you want to count the, I don't know, maybe 4 villages. But like, I just wish like it was explained a little bit better, because we really see obviously the Hidden Leaf, we see the Hidden Rain Village. We get glimpses of the sand and glimpses of the clouds, and every other one we just like don't really see. So I just wish there was a little bit more. I gave world building a 9 out of 10. I still think it's very good. I just think there's a little bit missing. Next, we have animation, and honestly, for how much hate I give Studio Period, I think the animation for Naruto is timeless. There are still, like, honestly, I don't know if there's a show that is better choreographed than Naruto. Like I said, you can see the individual hand movements, the finger movements within the animation. That was ahead of its time, and even today is ahead of its time, because there's not many shows that really do it like that. So animation, you know, it held up. The biggest complaint about the animation, which, you know, maybe before I did my ranking, I should have taken this into account. Studio Period, for some reason, hated animating in 1080p. Everything back then is 720p, just from Period, by the way. You go look at any other show, they're in, you know, higher quality. I don't understand, and they're in the square format, which I should have taken that into account, but I didn't. And I gave animation a 10 out of 10 because it honestly was revolutionary animation, and even to this day holds up. Like, why is it 720p? Why did they animate in 720p when 1080 was there? Like, 1080 did exist back then. I don't know why they did that. I don't know, whatever. Next, we have the music. Honestly, one of the best shows for music. I mean, there are countless of bangers in the openings, arguably the most iconic ending ever, but there's a lot of good endings in it. The OST, some of the most iconic OSTs ever. Pretty simply, this is going to be a 10 out of 10. I don't think it needs to be explained much further. And then finally, we get to the ending. It's just not good. Let's be honest. I mean, Madara just getting plot holed because nobody could beat him, and then Kaguya coming in and getting fucked was ridiculous. Like, I honestly wouldn't even mind Madara getting plot holed if Kaguya came in and was stronger. The fact that Madara was stronger than her with her own power is ridiculous. How you gonna be like, oh, you used my power so I can take you over? You take him over, and then you get your ass whooped by 5 people. Like, you're a fraud. Like, I'm just not understanding. Like, you are actually a bum. This is your power. Madara didn't even know how to use it correctly, like, all the way, and he was whooping ass. You come in, get your power back, you know how to use it, and you're getting your ass whooped. Like, you're just sad, bro. It was just sad. If she was stronger than Madara, I wouldn't have been as mad, but the fact she comes in and is weaker than Madara, like, what are we doing? I get Madara was too strong, honestly. Madara's probably the strongest ninja in Naruto, including Boruto. He's probably the strongest, so I get it. But, yeah, it honestly sucks. So I gave the ending a 4 out of 10. Just was not great. And then finally, for the overall score with everything tallied together and getting the average, we've got a solid 9.2 for Naruto. Now, I will say, it is my favorite show of all time. It is my favorite anime of all time. It is not number 1. I'm just letting you know now, it is not number 1 on the list because some things do just rank better. Like, some anime are just more complete. If Naruto had a good ending, there's no doubt in my mind it would be number 1. Like, really, like, that's honestly the biggest thing that held it back. Obviously, the pacing did a little too, but other than, I mean, but it was 7 out of 10. Really, just the ending at a 4 out of 10 that really fucked it over. But, yeah, Naruto's my favorite show. I would say let me know which one you guys want to see next, but I've already done like 30 of them. I just have to make the video version of, so once we get through those, then I might take requests. But I will see y'all in the next video, which should be dropping Sunday. Peace.